Oh, that's a shot. Oh! He got one of the crowds. Volkanovski. That'll do it. And new.
Yes, you read the title right. Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria will not be a close fight. Now, I know what you're saying. You're just a casual, bro. What are you talking about? This is the most anticipated fight of the year. And it is. But there's one small problem. Max Holloway is getting knocked out in the first 3 rounds, and we won't be able to enjoy the fight like most of you want to. Because Ilia is just too good. Now, don't get me wrong. Max Holloway is really good as well. His volume is next level. His boxing's really good, and his cardio is extraordinary, and his chin, obviously. But there's one small problem. His defense is horrible. How can you claim to be the best boxer in the UFC if you absorb the most significant strikes in the UFC history? How does that make sense? Sure, you lay it on people, but you also take a lot of damage. And against someone like Ilya, that's not something you want. If you let Ilya hit you as much as what Max does, he's going to knock you out. And that's what's going to happen Saturday. So, before you all go and watch another video of someone glaze Max Holloway, it's time you watch someone to glaze Ilya a bit. Now, I'm going to go through a few examples of why this is going to happen and why Ilya is just too much for Max Holloway. And this isn't even about him mixing his martial arts. We know Ilya can wrestle. And I know a lot of you are probably in the comments going to say, oh, Max Holloway is a great takedown defense. Who has he defended against? Except Volk. Brian Ortega is severely overrated, and that's the only real guy he defended against, except Volk. And Volk took him down and controlled him, and that's how he won the second fight. And you think Ilya can't do the same? He's a Greco-Roman wrestler. That's next level. He competed against Dagestanis. And you think he won't be able to take down Max? If this fight goes AWOL, he can always resort to that. And that's not even just that. Kicking. Max Holloway is known for his movement. If Ilya lands his leg kick, and we all saw what happened when Ilya hit Volkanovski with a leg kick, he sent him spinning like a ballerina. And you think you won't do the same to Max Holloway, who's much less defensively sound than Volk. What are you thinking, bro? Volkanovski is a next level fighter. Max is not on Volkanovski's level. He beat him 3 times. 3 times. The only thing Max struggles with, what people claim Max struggles with, is Ilia Topuria. He's a shorter opponent, which he struggles with. He did struggle against Frankie Edgar before he started to overtake him. But Frankie Edgar's not on the level of Ilya or Volkanovski. And everyone says the best way to counter Max Holloway is through pressure. Ilya will not step back this fight, except maybe to dodge a few shots. But he won't step back. He's always on the gas, always pushing forward. He's the matador. He's gonna bulldoze Max Holloway. He's gonna run him over. There's no time for Max and his legacy. He's gonna run the sport, bro. Now, I'm gonna get into a few examples why this fight isn't even close. Ilya is next level. And with the gaps in Max Holloway's game, he's not gonna stand a chance, man. His best chance is to stay on the outside and move, but with the leg kicks, even if he is able to do that for a few rounds, the leg kicks will diminish his movement, causing him to be less active on the feet, causing him to get knocked out. If he ever gets stationary in this fight, he's getting knocked out. Now, I know he's got a granite chin, but if Ilya lands that shot he did on Jai Herbert or on Volkanovski, he's getting knocked out. No one's surviving that shot. Even in a higher weight class. He did that in 155 as well. And everyone claiming Max has now got knockout power. Who did he knock out? Justin Gaethje? After a 5-round fight, and he didn't even see the punch coming because he was gassed and throwing for the walls. And Korean Zombie. You're impressed that he knocked out Korean Zombie, who should have never been in that fight for the first place. So, how does that work? You're gonna root for the guy who's knocked out someone way past his prime and a gassed, compromised Justin Gaethje in the 5 round in the exchange where he was throwing for walls. Ilia will never be in that situation. Ilia's too clean of a boxer. He's got too good cardio. He's never going to be in that situation. And if he is, he's knocking out Max Holloway. That's why Max doesn't want to exchange with him in the first 10 seconds. Because he knows he's going to lose if he does that. That's the only reason. He's too scared to exchange with Ilia in the pocket when we all know it. Max knows it. He doesn't want to admit it. Ilia will bulldoze through Max Holloway. Before I start with the analysis of the Gaethje fight, I just want to show this clip quickly of them working out on the pads. And I know this isn't completely coherent on how they actually fight, but it shows you the difference in fundamentals. Max has got really good boxing. His punches are good, but he never defends. Once again, his defense is lacking. And he's never had good defense. The stats prove it. So it's no help any of you try to even debate Max is not winning this fight. Look at the difference in technique and power. Everything leans towards Ilia. This fight is not fair. The difference is he always brings his hand back up no matter what shot he's throwing. He's always defensively sound. And that's the difference between Ilia and Max Holloway. The difference is clear. The defensive level is much superior in Ilia, and he has a 5 round gas tank. Not like Volkanovski wants you to believe, because he's still salty, got knocked out. I'm still salty, he got knocked out, one of my favorite fighters, but you have to admit, Ilia has all the capabilities to make this fight easy. And the Justin Gaethje fight just proves this. Following in the Justin Gaethje fight, kept getting caught with overhands from a gas and compromised Justin Gaethje that had been eye poked twice, and he was still able to drop him. That's embarrassing. And if you think Ilia won't be able to do the same, but cleaner and quicker without Max seeing it, you're delusional. Max won't be able to take these shots off of Ilia. I know people say Justin Gaethje hits harder than him, but he doesn't. Because Ilia has better, cleaner, crisper striking with equal or a bit less power. And timing beats speed and precision beats power. Luckily for Ilia, he has all of those. Max doesn't stand a chance. I also saw a big similarity between this fight and the Volkanovski fight. In the Justin Gaethje fight, Max Holloway kept getting caught by overhands and moving back over. Exactly like Volkanovski did against Ilia, and we all saw what happened. Each time that happened, he kept creeping closer to the cage where he could unload on him. Pause. And he will do the same with Max Holloway. If you think that exchange where Max got dropped and pushed against the cage wouldn't be the end for him if he went against Ilia, you're delusional. Now, how precisely Max is going to lose this fight is Ilya's going to come out, Max is going to try to keep the distance, and Ilia will keep inching forward, each time getting closer with his overhand or hook, and he will keep getting pushed against the cage, and maybe we'll see a takedown just to mix it up against Max so he doesn't expect it. So he will expect a takedown, which Ilia will go over with an overhand if he decides to wrestle. Otherwise, I just see Max getting pushed against the cage, kept getting pressured, body shots, keep eating away at him until his body is done. He won't be able to defend his face anymore, and he'll drop his arms a bit every time he gets closer to the cage, and Ilia will catch him with her overhand, sleeping him like we've never seen anyone slept before.